Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
It's my great pleasure to be here with you today. I'll introduce my guest here, Ms. Maysoon Muazzin,
You're welcome.
Ms. Arish Kharrat,
Thank you.
Ms. Nasreen
Thank
Kahlouz,
you.
and
welcome.
Ms. Daniel Bizri. Okay. And me, I'm Iman Asawde, a supervisor from Damascus. Welcome, everyone.
You are
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you.
Actually, we are here today to talk and discuss teaching young learners, which is a topic related to teaching and which is a crucial topic for our teachers, especially for those who are new in the field of teaching. Okay, now let's get started. Today we'll be discussing the following points, main points. The first one, who are young learners? And then what are the characteristics of these young learners? Then the qualities of the teachers that are going to teach these young learners. Again, today we are going to listen or to hear this young learners because it's our concern today. And the last thing, the four skills we are going, the teachers are going to teach in the classroom. Okay, now let's start with the characteristics, or first, sorry, the young learners. Who are young learners?
Young learners
Okay,
are young learners are mostly considered to be aging 5 to 10 years.
Okay, means they are from grade 1
Yes.
to grade
Grade
6
six.
in our schools.
Yes.
Okay, and of course now later we are going to know that these are A1 and A2.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you think English is necessary now to teach them English? Ms. Maysoon, what do you think?
First, just to say something about the tendency presently for teaching English is to the concern of the young learners, and this is a necessity. This is a considered to be a must to be started at a lower age. Back to 2 or 3 decades ago, think that they started that at the age of, I think it's like
13
seventh graders, yes, or
means 13
13.
years old. Okay.
This is the start of it. This is
But nowadays,
presently, the tendency is to urge
start
them
from
just to be a compulsion or to an urge to start the
From-
process of learning English at the
from
earlier age,
kindergarten.
from the KJ, the kindergarten,
Okay,
to
and
the grade 6. That, as she mentions
Yes.
earlier, that this is from age 5 to
To 12
to
years.
12.
So this
Yes.
is a
Okay.
must. This is a must because all the worldly, they need this language, I think.
Okay. Now it's a tendency, okay, but now why is English important? What do you think, Miss Arish?
Now,
Can you tell
English,
us?
yes, English is a very important language. Actually, it's used around the world. It's widely spread as so many schools around the world teach it as a second language. English is used in so many important fields, like, for example, business, science,
Mhm.
it's in the internet, and technology.
Okay, means
Media.
of course, now the generations nowadays are using
In the
or
media.
the English in every aspect of life.
Exactly.
That's why it's very
It's a global
important.
language.
Okay, yes, it's
a global-
crucial and yes, the global language.
So
Thank
learning
you.
is a crucial.
Okay, yes, next, please.
The characteristics. The characteristics.
Yes. Now, young learners, yes, no, we say now they start learning it from primary schools. Okay. Now we
At a lower age.
at lower age. Now, the young learners also, yes, next please. Young learners we have different characteristics. Now they are active, more active than adults. They are curious. They are eager to learn things. What other characteristics do you think they have? Can we start with
Yeah,
Ms. Dania?
well,
Yes, please.
actually, children tend to respond to their surrounding, or let's say, for example, inside the classroom, They respond to their teacher even without understanding. Like, for example, when the teacher say good morning, they rush to say good morning, teacher. And also,
Yes,
when
they react without understanding what they are doing.
what they are
Yes.
doing, they just tend to show their activeness, to show they're eager, that they want to participate with
Especially
their
if they
teacher.
love the teacher.
Exactly.
And
yeah,
the way
exactly.
he enters the classroom. He or
yeah.
she, of course. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
And also, they learn from everything around them, directly and indirectly. Directly, they learn from their teacher, okay, what she teaches them. But indirectly, also, they learn from their peers. They learn from, they imitate maybe their peers.
From
They
their
imitate their
classmates,
teacher.
yes.
Also, they learn through games, through songs. Yeah.
From the surrounding around
From
them
their
in the
surroundings.
classroom.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes, next,
Yeah.
please.
Miss
What
Mason.
else? What
Miss
other
Mason.
characteristics do we have?
Okay.
They get to know it.
Next, please. Yes, Ms.
Okay.
Maxwell.
And again, here we may say that always the pupils, they get the knowledge from the surroundings. This is first because they are so young. And those very young learners, they try to learn or to capture everything directly or indirectly from their surrounding, but how? This is how to apply their sensory or their senses, the five senses, how to touch, to listen to.
Yes.
Sometimes they listen to something from the outer place and they can recognize that this is the word that they know about, or they see something, or they touch. So the exact reaction is how to learn from the sensory, or how would they act with the five senses or the
Yes. This
yes.
is, in other words, they use their five senses.
Yes, the
They
sensory.
they like to see,
they
to
discover things
hear,
around them,
to
the
touch.
environment, the close
Acquire
environment
knowledge
around
from
them,
around them.
the close environment around them. They can learn from that using their five senses, or the sensory. Yes.
And now, do you think now using in understanding, abstract ideas or vocab easy for them at this
At this
stage?
early stage, I think this is crucial. This is not so much easy for them. But I just can't say that this is a hard thing. In fact, you are a facilitator. You can just give them a helping hand, and just to make it easy for them to know what is the indication of this word, what is the meaning of this word. Sometimes you just can try to tell them about these abstract things, like some of the words that they are not familiar with. The word like
Well, now later we will speak about examples because we
okay,
will
for
speak
so
in details. Okay.
no instances
Okay.
right now. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms.
Yes.
Mansour. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Next, please.
They
Okay.
like.
Next.
Also next.
Now, I wanted to look at this picture.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want your comment. What do you think?
I just may say
They
something
are
about
participating. Yes.
Ms. Nasreen?
Yes, they are participating.
Okay. Do you think now, of course, now, how can we describe these?
They are showing their eagerness to
Yes.
participate.
Okay, curiosity,
Yes,
and they
that's-
are very active in the
Yes,
classroom.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you think now maybe
I may
the
add
teacher
something.
is boring,
No.
or the lesson is
No,
boring?
at all. No.
Okay.
No,
There's
yes.
a
They are full
comfortable
of beans. Yes.
Yes.
there's a
They are-
comfortable atmosphere actually.
Yes.
It is
Absolutely.
reflected through their faces.
I think
Good.
that the teacher is creating a good atmosphere around them because all of them
All of them are
full of energy.
participating.
They are
Yes.
full of beans. They are
Yes.
happy. They are having fun, and their hands are up. They want to participate.
Yes.
As Mr. Serene says.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
we hope that all our classes in
Enjoyable,
Syria
yes.
will
This
be
is
like this.
Yes.
A joyful
Okay. One day.
classroom.
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, hopefully, yeah.
Okay. Next, please.
Now.
Now now we are still speaking about
About-
the characteristics of young
Yes.
learners.
Yes.
Yes.
They
What
like.
else?
They like talking about themselves and response to learning that uses their lives as the main topic. This means that their relatives, their friends, their families control their behavior and the way they think. Whenever you ask a pupil about what did he or she do yesterday, he will mention something about his he will mention something about his father or mother.
Mother, yes, about
Yes,
his life at
yes,
home.
about his life. About
Okay.
he refers to his mother, sorry, or father.
Okay, because
Yes.
now you have to keep in mind, or the teacher have to keep in mind that the teachers have to
Yes.
keep in mind that those children have just left their houses,
Yes.
and they come to the school, so they have very close relationship to their
with
mothers, and it's
yes,
not easy
yes,
for them to
yes,
separate.
Detached
to
from
forget.
their,
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
yes.
parents.
yes.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's why the task of the teacher is to be like their mother or their father.
Yes.
Exactly. To have a sense of tender heart,
Yes.
that to give them the impression that we are like your parents. We are not just like teachers.
Yes.
Here we are in the classroom to teach you. No,
Okay,
no. I'm
otherwise
just like your mother. I'm just like your father. I want to maybe
otherwise
play with
they
you.
will hate the school.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And we see that, of course, now different conditions like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next, please.
yes.
Because they are so young, you know
Yes.
this.
They need
Okay.
tenderness.
No,
They need
next.
love.
Next, please.
Next.
Exactly.
They love discovering. هلا هي they love discovering.
Okay, what else?
They love discovering
thank you.
things. They love discovering things, making or drawing things, using their imagination, moving from one place to another, and solving puzzles. Now, that means as young learners, they don't like to stay only on one place.
Mhm.
They like moving.
We say they are curious, they
Yes.
are active.
Yes, they are
They are full of
active.
Too
energy.
energetic
Yes,
sometimes.
they use their imagination to understand the world around them, and they can learn via playing. That's it, the idea. They love to discover new things.
Mhm. Okay.
That's my point. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What other characteristics, Ms. Arish, can you tell us about
Now,
young learners?
exactly. Some young learners lack being patient.
Mhm.
So they can't stay in one place for more, or concentrate even, for more than 5 to 10 minutes.
Mhm.
That's a very important thing that the teacher should pay attention to it.
Yes, this means they have short attention span.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
they can't concentrate for a long time. They are easily distracted, as Ms. Maysoon said. So the teacher, or the clever teacher, the smart teacher, the well-qualified teacher, has to pay attention to this
To all
Exactly.
these points.
point, and try to present to the young learners the most important things he or she is
She
going
is
to
going-
teach them
Yes.
during this time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And shift from one activity to another,
Mhm.
and
Smoothly.
exactly,
Yes.
and introduce different kind of activities.
Okay, vary the activities
Exactly.
he introduces to them.
Exactly.
Thank you. What about the language, Ms. Maysoon?
They usually they deal little with language as a whole.
Mhm.
And now definitely when it is kind of boring when you go and just kind of you enter the class and you say that today we use the past or something related
Present
To
to
perfect.
the present perfect. Yes.
even for those are the
Yeah.
Young.
learners.
Yes.
Terribly boring.
But the point is trying to deal with them or to create this atmosphere that it be as a unit, as a whole. Open the door.
Yes.
Bring some, eat the sandwich. Talk to your friend.
Okay.
Open your some of it as a whole. They know how to speak as a whole or as a unit. I think. Okay. Again, so to deal with students or pupils in the classroom, I think
Okay.
that they should, or the teachers, keep away or avoid dealing with elements or small words or vocabulary words with the
Parts
students.
of speech.
Nothing, just to avoid this completely.
Okay, now.
Always that now they should, or the target should be done with dealing with the language as a unit,
Yeah.
kind of instructions.
Okay.
So they learn by using small or simple sentences.
Okay, now do you mean now I don't have to teach them tenses or maybe propositions or something like that?
At this age, they are not allowed just to be using grammar rules.
Means
In
we
a way,
teach them. But
But
I
we
don't
do,
have
but
to
indirectly.
specify
Indirectly, yeah.
everything or the
You don't-
elements. This is
you go
subject.
into-
This is verb. This is
Yeah.
This is what I have mentioned earlier. I said that open your book, open the window, close the
Yes.
door, talk to your
This is
friend.
the
All
kind
of
of
these instructions.
Even
Start
when I
using
ask
And I
them,
might gesture for them. What's the meaning of open your book?
Yeah.
yes,
Otherwise,
miming,
they-
gesturing,
open the door,
miming,
and I go
yes.
and open
Yes.
the door as a
Okay.
teacher. I
Yes.
go and open the door in
Mhm.
front of them.
Specifically when things are not clear to them, you may just use some of the gestures or facial expressions
Yeah.
just to get targeted, and they just to know what do they need to say.
And they are clever enough to
Oh, they are so
understand what
grasp
are
it.
the teachers
Yes, because
teaching them.
this is
Yes.
yes, yes.
That's the idea.
Always because they are very young learners, and this is always we say that the earlier is the best or the
Because
better.
they
Yes.
still have a clear and fresh mind.
Their
They can receive
memories,
everything.
their
Yes.
memories is
And
so
of course, now
Just
as
clear.
we now always say
fresh.
that they are like a white sheet of paper,
Exactly.
and the teacher can write
it's
anything
her
on this.
responsibility just to fill it with whatever she wants to correctly or
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, please.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to also to comment on this picture.
Here,
What do you think? Yes,
we
Ms.
have
Sri.
we have a warm atmosphere here in this class.
Warm atmosphere.
Warm, yes, warm atmosphere. Sorry, the pupils are so happy. They are participating with their teacher.
Okay, they are laughing. They are
Yes.
happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and
Yes,
We
Ms.
can
Arish, what
also
can you say?
we
Yes,
can
please.
also refer to the friendly relationship
Yes,
and
thank you.
respectable between the teacher and her pupils.
Okay. And of course, now because she is sitting now among them,
yeah,
they will feel relaxed,
Exactly.
doing whatever she likes them to
Yeah.
do.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
they are
Next,
free
please.
enough. I think that they are free enough just to speak up or to say what they need to because they are holding this illustration or this poster
Okay.
and they can do yes.
Also, now this picture, what does it tell us about, or
Here,
how can you comment on it?
I think
here
they are in a
also,
lab.
yes,
In a lab.
Yes, Ms. Mason.
They are in a lab, and because of this, yes,
Maybe in a lab
microscope.
or maybe in the
because
classroom. Can you see?
yes.
We
she
have a
said this
board.
would just to have
Okay.
but
But
this
the
is a
main
science,
idea
I
is what?
think.
They love discovering things.
They are
Good.
learning.
Yes.
Yes,
They
they
are
love
curious.
discovering
They
things.
love
Curious. Yes,
sharing.
Ms.
I
Dania.
can see that they are so happy with sharing together.
They are
Yeah.
engaged
They
in the task.
communicate together. Yeah.
They are
They are
working in groups
engaged.
also.
Okay,
They
we
are
say
engaged, yes.
they like to use their senses.
Exactly.
Touching, maybe hearing.
Doing the task with their
Okay.
hands. Yeah.
And
With
they are
their hands.
learning from the objects around them,
The
from
tools.
from the environment around
Thank you,
them.
Ms.
Exactly.
Arish. Thank you, Ms. Arish. Next, please.
Yeah. Now teachers.
Now, finishing with the qualities of, the characteristics of the young learners, now we come to something also crucial and important, that what are the qualities of the teachers of young learners? How should they be qualified to suit and to cope with their eager, curious, active, and imaginative young learners?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes?
Yes.
Who would like to start?
Okay.
Okay, Ms.
Now,
Arish.
the relationship between the teacher and the pupils should be respectable
Mhm.
and should be friendly. So shouting is not
time.
allowed
Mhm.
and punishment is not allowed.
Yes, many lines after what you are saying. Okay.
Exactly. Now, we
Okay.
all, as teachers, have problems and we have our own worries.
Yes.
But the moment,
And also the pupils themselves,
exactly,
the young
exactly.
learners have their problems. And of course, now we know these days how many problems we face.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the moment the teacher enters the classroom, all her personal or his personal life should be kept outside the
Okay.
classroom.
And never will be missed. When
Exactly.
he or she leaves the classroom, she will find it outside the classroom. Okay.
Yes, problems are waiting
So don't worry.
outside.
They don't have
Exactly.
to worry about the problems.
Yes, that will create a comfortable atmosphere,
Mhm.
and pupils will understand and comprehend the information that the teacher is giving them in a better way,
Okay.
actually.
Yes. Now we say no shouting, no bad words, of course. Yes. But on the other hand, the teacher has to set some rules for the classroom
Exactly.
from the early beginning. They understand that this is forbidden or this is
Safety,
allowed.
this is safety rules.
Safety
Yeah.
rules for everyone.
She creates
Yes,
a kind of
correct.
relationship between
the
this is-
moment
yeah.
they understand it and we say they are clever enough to understand them, the classroom will be very nice and very
Exactly.
comfortable
Yeah.
for
Driven,
both
it will
the
be driven
teacher
is-
and
And will run
the
smoothly.
kids. Okay.
Yeah.
to be driven smoothly
Okay.
and
You talk
yes,
about materials.
calmly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
What else, Miss?
Talk about the
Now,
materials if you like.
I don't
Okay.
think
Yes,
no,
Miss
just-
Arish. Okay.
Yes. Now, in our classes, we have materials posted in the classroom. These materials should be eye-catching, simple, related to the topic the students, or sorry, the pupils studied. Okay, but they are supposed to be posted in a level that suits their level, their
level.
reading
Their
level.
Lower,
Okay.
lower level.
Exactly.
yeah.
Because posting these materials in a very high level will be useless. They won't be able, of course, I'm talking about kids
Of no
are not
benefit,
going.
of no benefit, of no use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They
You
will
can
not
catch it.
exactly. They will not be able to read it, and they will feel
They
they're
will lose the
exactly. They will not be interested in them.
task that they are made
Yeah.
Exactly.
to. Okay.
Always,
Yes.
yeah.
Now, as we say, as Miss Arish said, now a good teacher has to be prepared every lesson to prepare the lesson plan, and this is something very, very, very important. Without a lesson plan, everything will be amiss.
Yes.
Then
Fine.
the teacher has to prepare the materials, the things, the CD player,
Aids.
the aids, the realia,
Tools.
the different things that he or she is going to use or to need inside the classroom. Not wasting time. Wait till I go outside and bring my things.
Exactly.
It's a great failure.
This is
Yeah.
for a minute.
Okay.
It doesn't mean.
No, we say a good teacher has to be
Yes.
well prepared before entering the
Earlier.
classroom.
Exactly.
Earlier.
No.
Okay. What other qualities?
Teachers,
Yes, Mrs. Jane.
should use different types of activities that requires different types of participations and different skills, as songs, games, handwriting, etc. Now, as we have as the young learner, they have short attention span. So in this case, we vary our activities. We should have variety of activities, not only to stick on only one activities. We should move
Activity.
One activity.
sorry, on only one activity. We should move from one activity
To another.
to another activity, and all the activities should be central and chosen very carefully.
Yes,
That's what,
of course, to serve the lesson or
yes,
the topic.
the topic,
The
our
teacher
topic, yes,
is
my topic or
presenting.
our topic, yes.
Okay.
That's it. My
Yes,
point.
means
Smartly.
not not all the time singing, not all the time
Yes,
playing,
we
not
have
all of the
to.
time giving instructions and
Variety,
boring
Yes,
activities. No, we have to vary between
our
the
To be
activities,
activities.
as
colorful
Miss
enough.
Nasreen said.
Yes.
Yes.
Not to be distracted. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Be so
Yes.
spontaneous.
Yeah, as my colleague
Other
Nasreen
qualities.
said, the teacher has to prepare a lot of activities that match their needs, that match their activeness, and also the teacher should assure or to make sure that she inserts communication activities
Mhm.
such as a group work or pair work, and to make sure that they are working all together. Okay, so maybe she can put some games through which the children are divided
Divided
into
into
groups
groups.
of 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
and to work to go around them and
Mhm.
assure that they are working together, and to assure also that they are not talking in their
And
native
thank you.
language.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, because now when the teacher, okay, sometimes she said, okay, I asked them to work in groups or in
Okay.
pairs, but she left them alone.
Mhm.
So what's the point from this? She has to
They
move around,
they will
look
take the
at what they
opportunity to
are
speak
doing.
with their
Okay, yes, to
native
help them
language.
when necessary, give them the feedback if they want any questions, okay, to answer them,
Mhm.
and also to make sure that they are using English, not Arabic.
Not
Exactly.
their
Okay,
native
thank you.
language.
Or
Yes.
otherwise, will be
The
we
task
will
will be
lose.
useless.
Okay, yes, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Next. Okay. Now I want you to look at this picture, please, and comment on it also.
So here we have
What do you
group
think?
work.
Yes,
Yes.
Arish.
We have a
Yes.
group work.
Group work.
Yes, and the teacher is guiding them or helping them.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Friendly
Yes.
teacher.
The
Yeah.
group leader is trying to say something to speak up and say something,
Okay.
and the
And the
teacher is
teacher
encouraging
is
him by
encouraging.
looking into him.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Positively, I think.
Yes,
Good.
that's
Thank
the
you, Ms.
point.
Mason.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, please.
Now your turn.
Okay. Now, other characteristics of or other qualities of the teachers of young learners.
Uh,
Yes, Ms. Mason.
Uh, I may just add here something that pupils are interestingly using their imagination to create some of the photos that they can't find in touching or using their senses. So this is one advantage of that the teacher may get the benefit of that, or just to be helpful to her. Sometimes she gets some of the realia or pictures to the class, and this is should be prepared earlier.
Yeah.
Previously, just to get the benefit for the students to suppose that some of the vocabulary they are concrete or abstract to them. Um, we may just, for instance, say that the word famous. At this early age, they can just create an exact meaning of famous.
Yeah.
Some of the students or the pupils, they have this tendency to know what this famous because they come across this word, but some of them they don't. So this is her
And those who
responsibility. This is her business.
we must pay attention to.
Yes,
Okay.
she should be just covering all the class
Mhm.
or their
The
understanding
different levels.
on the different levels.
High achievers and low achievers.
Yes, accordingly.
Okay.
I think that because it's sometimes for these concrete or abstract words or terms, like famous, she may just say that um, um, Messi is a famous player, football
Yeah.
player.
Football
Okay.
player.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows, even for the girls, which is
Do you know
not
Messi?
yes,
Yes.
not everybody's
Everyone
Messi.
knows Messi.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why. So famous. Oh, yeah, famous
So
because
this is why he's
well
famous.
known. Yes,
That's
this
why
is
well
he's
known.
famous.
so
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can just
Well
create
known.
things that
Good.
are closer to their environment and
Yes.
knowledge
Okay.
and
Or
what they have as a surrounding, so they can just I get it. I know about that. They can use it as a reaction
yes. Now
later on.
the teacher has to relate everything with
With the environment.
yes, the environment.
Yeah.
Always
Okay.
just to be catchy enough, to be picky enough, how to make this relationship between
Yeah.
the students, and the teacher or the student as well.
Okay. Now, to sum up the qualities of good teachers or the teachers of young learners who are dealing with young learners, yes, now we have something very important, which is praising.
Yeah.
Now, we as adults feel happy when someone said,
Praise.
thank you,
Yes.
excellent,
Yeah.
well done. Okay. We have hundreds of
Word.
words or phrases to say
Yeah. Good job.
good job or
Excellent.
excellent,
Well
To
done.
hero,
express,
heroine,
yes.
Yeah.
wonderful, fantastic.
You're a
Okay.
king.
So now
You are a
this is
princess,
you-
really.
now, and you know how it gives us pushing towards the best
Exactly.
when we hear something. What about these young
Young
learners?
learners.
Yeah.
So the teachers have to pay attention to these
Yes,
point
Ms.
to this
Iman,
point.
I think that when they, and again, the process doesn't finish at the classroom. When they go to, they will just take care of this sticker or this what
Exactly.
you have just
Yes, clap your
signed.
hands.
And they
Clap
might
to
tell
your
all
friend.
their friends, they might
Yes.
tell all their family
They
that,
will be
hello,
so
mom, I
proud
got
of that.
this
And
excellent.
sometimes he or she will keep it for a week
Yeah.
Yes, just
till
to
they
show
have a
off,
shower, I think.
to show this is to show off because and they go to their family. You know what happens today? The teacher
Has given me a
yes,
star.
she
It's
she
just a
gave me
star,
something.
a stick,
Star, yeah.
The
sticker
kind of
on his
something which is
face.
silly according to you and
Yeah.
me, but as young
It's of
learners,
a great
they
value.
feel this is of a great value.
Yeah.
They yes,
A
they feel
great
that
push
this is
towards
something
the
comes
best.
from the heaven. What's that?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even sometimes if the young learner doesn't deserve it.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes he didn't, or he doesn't do something
You are
It's not-
encouraging in
of
a way or
great
another.
value.
It could be as a kind of encouragement.
Yeah,
Yes, the
you are
teacher has had
encouraging
to
the
be
teacher. Yeah.
clever enough to know
To encourage
how to
people.
push the
Yeah.
students to
Yes.
the best. Okay.
Yes.
And yes, we say that because now
Rising.
no, the teacher, the young learners are they like to be active and they like to play. So the teachers themselves have to be active. How
Exactly.
can a teacher deal without
Of the same balance.
yes, if he isn't active enough to
Yes.
deal with these young
I think the
learners?
teacher should have a very important thing, which is the passion
Yes.
toward teaching kids.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes,
Should
this
be
is
patient.
something
A very
important.
important point.
Okay, from
Yes,
the early beginning.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
At the very
Yes.
first place should be so patient.
Passionate.
Next,
toward-
please.
Yes.
Passionate, yes.
Also, I want you to comment on.
Still we have something about playing. Yes. They enjoy learning.
I think we have a video now. Okay. Now I want you just
To introduce for that.
yes to see this video and later we will comment on it.
Okay.
Okay.
No. Picture.
The
No,
video.
the video.
Good morning! Good morning, everyone. How are you? Fine, thanks. How are you? Great!
That's wrong.
Come in, please. Nice to meet you. My name is Kate.
Nice to meet you too. Sit down, please.
Thank you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you? This is the music room.
I'm fine, thank you.
Wow, they are good.
How are you?
La, 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 la.
Ha! That's the school library.
Wow, many books.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kim.
My name is Kate. How are you?
I'm great. Nice to meet you, Kate.
Hello.
في إشكال عقلي.
Hello, Sally. What's this? It's a book. What's that?
It's a box.
Wow! Wow, what's that?
It's a pencil.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow, pizza. Look, they do taekwondo.
Wow. Who is he?
Okay, thank you.
He is my taekwondo teacher.
Next. Okay. Now I want your comment on the video.
The pizza.
We don't want to waste
We
the
have
time.
pizza
Okay.
here.
Watching the whole
The
video
language
today.
is very simple, and that match their ability to speak. Yeah.
Now, if the teacher uses this video inside the classroom, they will learn from
They
it,
will
and
learn
it's
how
very
to speak.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because now it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Cartoon, yeah.
Okay.
And this video represents the idea of that the students learn indirectly, or the pupils learn indirectly.
And they react without, maybe
repeating.
sometimes without understanding.
They are,
Exactly.
Okay.
they are instinctively, they are reacting and responding to the teacher when she says hello. And again,
they say hello.
they welcome her in turn.
Yeah.
And this is
Okay.
instinctively and automatically according to them, without any energy.
And another thing is, I want you to pay attention to this. This is like the teacher can do this through the classroom management.
Exactly.
When the teacher enters the classroom and starts to communicate with them in English from the early beginning of the year, they will react, repeating it now and then. Of course, now they will learn it by repetition, especially for young learners. Hello, how are you? Good morning. My name is Kate. My name is Ahmed. My name is Lucy, whatsoever.
Yeah.
From the early beginning, they will imitate her and they will do what she is doing. And by the time they will
learn.
They will learn, not only will learn, and they will find that they have a lot of expressions
This way
to
they
speak
are, this way
about.
they are using the language as a unit, as a whole, and
Yeah.
not just going into how to go into the elements of the sentence and so on. This is the boring and the kind of boring way that some of the traditional teachers till now they are using that. Just go into using the language as a whole, as a unit, as sentences, and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's
Yes,
something
Arrange.
nice about this video. It's not just teaching them a few sentences. There is a moral lesson here at the beginning when the teacher introduced the new student, the new pupil, and her mate.
Her
Asked
peer,
her,
yes, to sit next to him.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a kind of manners.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They are behaving in a good manner, and this is how just to,
And he show her around the school.
Yes.
Where is the music where is the library?
Yes, this is what I want to say now.
Yes.
Of course, now we say because now they like to move on and they like movement. So
Yeah.
the teacher should
Activate
take
this.
them from one place to another. And of course, now she relates now. Music, they listen to a song.
Yeah.
Library,
They read a book.
read a book.
Exactly.
And
To break
that's
the barriers between the students or the pupil and the classroom and the mates.
they are I think that they are classifying or
Yeah.
a kind of categories just between the library means that you have book. And
Yes.
in music you have just to sing,
Linkage,
and then
we
you can
can
start
say.
to sing.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the
Thank
point
you.
is.
What about this picture?
They are working together, maybe.
The teacher here is giving the freedom to the young learner
Good.
to
And
actually
we are sure
explore.
she is watching and observing them
Maybe,
somewhere.
yeah,
Okay.
To explore the
letting them to
environment.
work on their own. Yeah.
But of course, now she is watching.
Yes.
Exactly. Just
Closely.
observing from.
Okay.
I think this is learning, or this is how to teach these young learners by using some of the posters fixed on the board,
Yes.
or stuck on the board.
It's
And this is some of the. It's like a, I think parrot. See,
Parrot.
ah, okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Next,
yes,
please.
chicken. So
Thank you.
Okay.
then what about next?
No. Next. We finished with the video. Okay. Now I wanted to look at this kind of classroom.
So colorful and
Beautiful
think-
also.
yeah,
Colorful.
it's
Okay.
eye-catching actually.
Eye-catching.
Yeah.
طيب. Okay. Now, does it have any
As,
disadvantages?
as far as I can tell, it's crowded.
Okay. Maybe.
According to me,
It's distracting. Yeah,
It's
sometimes
distracting.
distracting.
Okay.
sometimes it is
Good.
over. It's over. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, now the teacher has to pay attention to this point because now too much colors, too much pictures, or too
Teachers
many
only
pictures,
also will be distracted.
it will be a distraction for the pupils.
Pupils themselves.
Okay, now she is going to speak to them and they are looking at the pictures.
At the pictures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be helpful in the exam. Some of the
Yes, some of them,
some of
okay,
the
yes.
information will be just
Those for who
will be
are
functional enough
clever.
in the exam when they just
Okay.
I know this word.
They will
it is
find
in-
the information on the wall, okay?
Yes, this is the point.
Okay,
It's
and
helpful
this
Functional.
point has to be taken into consideration.
to be selective
Okay,
enough.
by the teacher. Yes.
It's selective
Okay.
and
Yes. Next, please.
نفس الفكرة طيب.
Yes, next, please.
Where are the pupils?
Now look at this class.
Tidy.
What do you think?
Yes.
It's tidy,
Tidy,
organized.
okay, nice. But
And
what
the
about
The
pupils
teacher
pupils?
the teacher is controlling the class.
Mhm.
Can we say this point here?
Yeah, okay, why not?
Controlling the class. But
Yeah.
what about the pupils?
The pupils are good listeners.
Yes.
They are not noisy.
They only
This is
only
something
listen.
so
They are
strange,
good.
actually.
Maybe
they are
sleeping.
good listeners.
Yes.
Maybe sleeping.
Yes.
No, they are not
They-
sleeping at all. I think that they are so attentive because they are
Attentive.
listening attentively to the teacher.
To the teacher.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But what about that kid who was wearing yellow? I
The
think
bit,
Yes,
he's,
a bit.
he's holding
he's a bit bored.
his head. Yes.
Maybe using his imagination. We don't know.
Maybe, yeah, he's thinking
Okay.
about
Thinking
what the
about,
teacher
yes,
is saying.
a question the teacher has
Always
posed.
pupils have
Okay.
many things in their brain. You can just understand
Sure.
them easily, really.
Yeah.
Yes. Next, please.
You, Miss Mason. Teachers need to be aware of the students' interest.
No, not like this.
There's something about this picture.
No.
Something negative. That the posters here or the materials
They
are
are
posted
too high.
Too high.
Too high. They
So
can't read them.
they can't reach them to read
Exactly.
or to find what are they in them. Colorful, okay. Very nice, but they are high, not
their
at their
sight
level.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Yes, please, next.
As 1 year of age.
Next, next. Okay. Yes. Now we spoke about this.
Yes.
We say yes.
Teachers have.
It is mentioned earlier.
Yes.
I think,
Oh,
and
I think it's
to praise
mentioned early.
them,
Yes.
to motivate,
to be colorful and
Okay.
clear and simple.
Thank you. Next, please. Next. Yes. Now we come to this point, which is very important, Ms. Mason. Would you please explain to us? Now we say now for a year or 1 year makes a huge difference for those young learners because they learn a lot of things during it. So, okay, what can you say about this, please?
In fact, at this age mainly, you may say that some of the pupils, even they are, if you at grade 1, but he is like 7 or 6. So this year may play a great role. But how? This is the teacher's responsibility, how to deal with those who maybe just not knowing about some of the vocabulary words, or sometimes some of the information given to them. So she or he should be so patient to not to eliminate or to sometimes to elaborate or to explain more or using extra things to make it clearer for some of the topics for the students to be
For those who are low achievers. Now we have now the
low
teacher in
achievers.
general.
This is according to this how to be
Okay.
smart or not. But according to the
In general, yes, and the teachers have to pay attention that she has different
because of
levels
the categories. If the categories of high and so you have mixed.
Yeah.
Of
in
course,
a
now
class,
every class is mixed. We don't have just very low
Those
achievers
achievers-
alone or high achievers alone.
Yeah. So yes, she has always in each class those achievers or should be of they are mixed.
Okay, so the task of the teacher
Take into
is
consideration this kind of categories and just to be always
help
using is to
those.
be helpful and to
Okay.
drag their attention in a way or in her own way by sometimes individually or pair working, sometimes group working, just to try to be at their peers' standard. I
Okay.
think.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Just
Next, please.
to get the enough education.
Next, please. Okay. Now, according to the CEFR, which is the short for the Common European Framework of Reference for Language, the levels of the students are classified as A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, now C1 and C2 in the university, which is not our concern, and B1 and B2 also for the intermediate and high schools. So our most concern is A1 and A2. Okay.
So this is
So
according
what
to
is
the
the common, or what's the CEFR, Ms. Maysoon?
Basically, it is a standardized guideline used to describe achievements of learners of foreign languages across Europe and we may say beyond.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our main concern today is A1 and A2. A1, the
very
graders between 1
One to
and 3, third
third
grade,
grade,
okay,
yeah.
3, and A2, the graders of 4 to 6.
to 6, yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have some, next please, we have some characteristics of A1 and A2.
Now,
What do you think the
Concerning
differences between
A1.
both of them? Of course, young learners, but
Yeah.
we have very young learners, grade 1 to grade
Yes.
3, and we have young learners from grade 4 to 6.
Concerning,
What do you think, Ms.
yes,
Nasreen?
concerning very young learner, they have low concentration span. That means we should have wide variety of activities needed.
Okay, means
while
the teacher should
use too
vary
many,
the
yes,
activity
yes, she should
presenting
vary,
to them. Okay.
yes. While or on the other hand, A2 they have longer attention span.
Okay.
And they take learning seriously.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's my
Okay.
point. Yeah.
Another point. What can we say, Ms. Arish?
If we are talking about very young learners, they have short memory.
Or A1, let's say. Okay.
Exactly, A1. They have very short memory. So you can't.
How can we solve this problem?
You have to repeat.
Okay,
them.
repetition, and repetition.
Yeah.
Exactly, and never give them lots of orders or directions.
Okay, good.
Because
We don't. The teacher, the smart teacher, doesn't have to or doesn't shouldn't give them more than one instruction at a time.
They will,
Okay.
They will forget the other instructions actually.
Okay.
Now for A2, you have to repeat less actually.
What else? Ms. Dania, can you give us another difference between
Yeah, I think
A1 and A2?
we have to assure that they develop confidence in themselves. Yeah, and also to help them start writing from left to right. Actually, they are used to write from right to left.
At the beginning, just to how to hold the pen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, because now most of the time they don't know how to hold it in the correct way.
Yeah, to help them develop these skills, holding the pen, writing
start from the
left to right.
Okay.
Yeah, and consequently practice to practice the writing the letters. Yeah, just to get used to write English.
Okay, and also in speaking. At the
Even
beginning, of course, now the teacher will face that most of the students will react in English. Sorry, in Arabic.
In Arabic, not in
Okay,
English.
not in English.
Yeah.
So she has to pay attention to this. Yes.
Exactly, to make sure that they are just speaking English, as my colleague said, to repeat everything.
How can we solve this problem?
By repetition.
Now, not only repetition. We have another way. What is it?
As they love stories, for example.
No, before this, we have something routine, everyday routine.
Yeah. Yeah, to repeat
the actions, not only to repeat the actions. Every day now, the teacher has to have a special routine, and this is now, of course, now it's only 4 or 5 minutes maximum, but it's something important.
Yeah.
Because now the teacher introduces her or his lesson through these through 5 or 4 minutes. She should relate.
This is a kind of relate.
She should relate their background experience or what they had in the previous lesson with the next lessons to repeat every now and then. Of course, now once they will never not
to ask them to introduce themselves in English and to practice on that. To how to introduce themselves, how to say their names, how to say their.
Okay, not only their names, the vocab, the grammar, everything she presented before, she has to repeat or earlier. Exactly. Okay, she has to repeat it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Okay, and never get bored.
Yes.
No.
Yes. What else, Ms. Maysoon?
According to pupils at the A1, I think that they love telling stories, or sometimes they use their colors and try to paint and draw. This is how to express themselves,
Yeah.
or themselves, I think.
Use their
They
imagination.
and they sometimes try to sing.
Exactly. This is
So
a
this to
verbal
sing and to
activity for
chant.
them.
Yes, you see them.
Chanting,
Always they
singing.
are chanting. Yes, yes. This
Yeah.
is rhyming and telling stories. In a way or in another, I think that they are using their imagination. Uh,
Okay, now as for us as adults, now when we listen to a song, maybe in the car or in the bus or in the van, we by the time we find that we themselves learn it by heart
Yeah.
without
Paying attention to that. This
okay,
is
or
automatically
without
according to,
Yeah,
to the
exactly. It's
subconscious.
automatically.
without the intention to learn it.
What happens is that the process of your subconscious is like copying and imitating things that you are not caring about. Then, what happens at this area? Oh, I need it. You find yourself in the morning. What about this song? Why I'm just trying just to say it, but automatically it is the task or the process taken by the subconscious for, and this is good.
Yeah.
We
Positive.
are, as adults, still memorizing that songs that we
Or the chants, yes.
exactly that
We had
learn it in
okay in the
the
early
primary
stages.
schools.
Okay.
Yeah, like the alphabet song.
Can you sing some of them right now?
Please, please.
You are not young learner, right?
Sing, please.
Yes.
Okay, this is for A1. What about
Yes.
A2? Now they are ready to have the four skills.
Yeah.
They are more grown up.
Concerning A1 also, they have problems in sharing groups.
Yes, and it's
Yes.
the
We have to
teacher's
pave the way
task.
for them to
Yes, the
communicate
teacher's task
with their
to
friends.
facilitate
Yeah.
the
Facilitate.
pair
So
and
I think that
grouping
they have
work.
a natural means of communication
Yeah.
more than.
Okay. Yes,
maybe
next,
it's
please.
maybe it's new for them. The idea of group work, it's a new. So the teacher need for A1 to set the rules for group work or pair work. In A2, they already know the rules.
So it's
Yes, the
more
teacher will
easier for
monitor
them. Okay,
more exactly.
thank you. Now we come to the very young learners because now we are going to speak about the four skills we are going to teach them. Yes. Now, what are the four skills that we should teach in our
Listening,
classes?
listening,
speaking,
reading, and writing.
reading, and writing.
Yes.
Okay. The moment they listen, they will be able
They will be
to
able
speak.
to produce.
Then, when they read, they can write.
Right.
Yeah.
But now
And
let's see the
process
differences.
now this is where they listen, and it is automatically so close to how
Their
to
mouth.
Use their
produce.
mouth.
Yes, to produce
Yes,
a
the
sound.
sentences
Utter
or
what they
the
heard.
saying, or what do they need to talk about. So
Yeah.
this is so close from the ear to the yes.
To the
Okay.
mouth.
Now, let's say look at the very young learners from grade, we say 1 to 3. Okay, A1.
Yeah.
What skills should be
I think
used for them?
due to the fact they are very young learners.
Yeah.
Now the skills are restricted. See, just listening and speaking.
No, we have reading
listening
and
speaking
writing.
and reading
Then-
and writing.
then-
but,
then
okay,
I
yes.
see.
Yeah.
Yes, at the
Okay.
beginning.
Okay, can you tell us, Ms. Maysoon, about A1? What are the skills that we
Listening
should
and speaking. I think that it
present?
is restricted according to the vocabulary items or the concrete. Or
Now, the priority is to listening and
Yes.
speaking, which is neglected in our schools.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, unfortunately. Okay. But
unluckily, yes.
now, why do you think now they neglect listening and speaking?
Because they think it's difficult.
They
Maybe.
think it's difficult,
They
but
are of a
on the
higher.
opposite.
It's on the opposite.
A higher skills. That's
Yeah.
why they feel it takes time. Whatever you ask us,
It takes
a teacher,
time, patience,
yes,
and
he or she says, you know what? They don't know.
yeah.
Who says that?
We are not
They
equipped
don't
enough
know. They do
They-
know.
they
with the
omit-
Really, they
CD
do
or
know.
with the CD
They
player
omit,
or whatever.
Sometimes they astonished you. They know more than the teachers.
Yes,
Really,
yes.
really. When you
Okay.
go into the listening, they know more.
They have
now.
great abilities, but we
Yes,
have
yeah.
to direct these abilities.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the correct way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, listening and speaking is of high priority
Yeah.
in our classes. Okay, what about vocabulary? Ms. Mason?
Concrete.
at this age, I think that they should need some of the pictures or the
A lot of the
realia.
pictures.
Yes, many
Pictures.
as needed for the topic.
For the topic, yeah.
Realia, tools.
Concrete vocabulary, of course, or
Yes,
items.
suppose that
Okay.
they are having something about, or the topic is about the fruit. So the teacher will make that funny for them, just to get banana, to get orange, to get
Okay.
clementine, or what's that? Yes,
Cucumber.
This is salad.
Salad.
This is,
Cucumber salad.
Why not making fruit
Cucumber.
salad?
Yes, this is
Yeah,
fruit
and
salad.
while they are making the
It's
teacher
healthy.
This is a
tells
kind of
them-
recess in the end. Just
Yeah.
after they chopping that, and
Yeah.
they will eat. Each of the
Each
students,
student,
will,
yeah.
you will be
Each
given this
pupil.
small amount. This will
I
be a
have
kind
told you that once I attended a class for a teacher, and it was very excellent teacher, and she was presenting for them the cucumber salad.
Yeah.
She brought the cucumber, the yogurt, the
ingredients.
garlic, the mint, the salt
into the class.
into the class,
Great.
and did every thing in front of the student, the pupils,
chopping,
of course, yes,
cleaning,
chopping, yes, mixing, and then of course now everyone tasted
Finally,
the
to be
finally,
tasted by
yes.
everybody in
And
the.
they were very, very, very happy.
Really, this is so
Because
good.
it's a real experience for
This
them.
is real.
Okay.
This is a kind of real.
No.
Yes.
And about the grammar, we say we have to not to concentrate on
teaching.
the elements
Keep away
or the
from,
parts of speech.
Yeah.
Keep away
Okay.
from just trying to go into these small chunks
Details.
and never be detailed.
and avoid correcting their mistakes even
Yes.
now and then.
When they tend to speak.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not every now
something
and then
different.
just-
Okay, but we
yes.
are I'm speaking about the grammar, tenses, for example. I don't
How
have
to
to say
teach
this
them
is
in
simple
class.
past or simple present or
Exactly.
present
Yeah,
perfect.
this
Okay,
is quite wrong.
This is a through
since they
songs
are
or
speaking
chants.
it or fluently.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's start with the first skill, which is listening.
Yes.
I think,
Yeah.
Ms. Dania, you are going to tell us about listening
Okay.
today. Yes,
Actually,
please.
listening is a receptive skill.
Mhm.
Yeah. So listening has to go through 3 stages. The first one, the pre-listening stage. And in this stage, the teacher should prepare the atmosphere for listening, should prepare the class, should quiet the pupils, and also should give them the instructions what they are going to do. And to introduce the topic also to tell them that we are going to listen to blah blah blah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, means the environment should be not noisy.
Exactly.
Should be calm.
Calm, quiet,
And, yes.
yeah.
The tape recorder is okay.
Exactly. Should
Nice.
make sure
This is a must.
Voice
This
that,
is a
okay, not
must.
that
sound
everything is okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Then she plays the recording and get
Before this, of course, now at the beginning, she has to tell them they don't have to worry. They
about
don't have,
the
they
unknown
don't
words,
have to
the odd
listen
words.
to understand every single word in the
Yeah, this is not
CD.
necessary for
Okay.
them. Okay.
At
She might
this age, I
also,
think.
she
Yeah,
might
as
also
young.
show them some pictures. Okay, so we
To
are
help
going to
them
talk
to-
about
okay.
these pictures.
Yes.
Choose the correct pictures. Maybe your task is to choose the correct picture.
Okay, yes, to suit the topic you are going to make them listen to. This is the
exactly.
point. Okay.
Then she was during the listening. The teacher's task is to watch out that everything is concentrating on what they are listening to, not distracting, not talking, not
Okay.
trying to make
before
noise.
before they listen, she should present a task for them to do.
Exactly, as I said, to give them the
Okay.
instruction what they are going
Yes,
to
what
do.
they are going to do. Now,
Yeah.
now she
Now
plays the cassette
the-
for the first time for general idea.
Uh-huh.
Then, for
she
details, which she asked them about.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then later she might repeat the recording maybe twice or three
Sometimes
times
three
as it
times.
necessary.
Okay. At the beginning, it's okay. Why not 4 times?
Yeah,
If it's
exactly.
difficult.
Exactly.
If it is
Okay.
needed.
If it's needed.
As much as it
Repetition is-
needed, to play the
repetition is
recording
possible.
many
Okay.
times. Yeah.
Okay. And after that, now it will be
After
easy.
that, it will be easy. Yeah, they
Yes.
can get the idea, the message. They choose maybe if the task is to choose the answer, they choose.
Okay.
or
Yes.
choose
For
the
post listening.
post listening here. The teacher check the answers with the
students, okay.
and
The
give them the
pupils.
feedback because, as we said, giving the feedback is very important.
Yes. To know that if
And
they
to know what
have,
they did, if they did
to make sure.
to assess
correct
them.
or not.
Yes.
sure.
They have the right
Exactly.
answer or not.
This is a kind
Yeah.
of checking their work.
Okay.
Checking their work. Yeah.
in the
Okay.
end.
Yes. Now, what about the
Speaking,
speaking, Miss
yes.
Nasreen?
As Miss Dania said, listening is a receptive skill. Pupils listen to too many sounds. They listen and listen and listen. They listen to songs. After they listen, they can produce a sound. Eventually, they produce speaking.
Maybe at the beginning they repeat a song.
Yes.
Then maybe sometimes they imitate the teacher.
Yeah.
Good morning, the same. How are
Yes.
you? How are you?
Yes, the same.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah. So here you have listening as a receptive skill, whereas sorry, we have speaking as a productive skill.
Okay.
To make it easier, the teacher can start the needed task by the needed task by presenting new vocabulary related to the topic. He or she can also give clues about the topic or
write them on the board.
Yes,
to make it easier for them to
the
and
Be catchy, to be
Yes.
catchy
okay.
and to be
And to
peculiar
use
for the
them
students,
when they are
the
speaking.
pupils.
guided also, or present pictures and ask pupils to talk about pictures, to talk about what can
Describe
they see.
pictures.
Yes,
what can they see?
in the
Who can
pictures.
they see?
Yes,
The characters.
he or she,
Okay.
in this way, he or she can provide them with the target words, the words that she needed. After that,
Now, do you think the teacher?
yes.
Sorry for the interruption,
yes,
but
it's
now, do you
okay.
think the teacher should correct every mistake that?
No, and it's
So
the most,
our main concern here is what?
To let them to speak.
The fluency.
Yes.
Yes, not the correctness of the
Yes.
mistake.
Yes.
Just to speak.
Keep the
Yes.
flow of them.
Yes,
Flow of
especially
them.
in the early stages,
Yes.
because if the teacher keeps
Checking,
interrupting,
correcting,
posing
correcting,
them,
correcting,
posing
then
and
they
checking.
They will
will
not
fed
speak.
up
okay.
with the
So
They will be afraid
yes.
and frustrated. Okay.
So also the teacher here can ask short questions about the pictures. This is in order to encourage them, this is in order to gather information about the topic
And to encourage
and
them to speak.
them
Yes.
to speak also. Another to encourage them to speak, she can also encourage them to
Another
work.
way means.
Yes,
you
another
mean?
way. She can role play a dialogue.
Yes, now sometimes we have conversation or dialogue. Most of
Yes.
our
Yes.
lessons and our curriculum, we
Yes.
have conversations or
Yes.
dialogue.
Yes.
So the teacher can
role play
Play
a
the-
dialogue with a pupil. After she role plays it with a good pupil, she asks
Okay.
pupils or she asks different pupils to work in groups and
prepare it
to make dialogues about different
similar.
topics.
Okay, similar
Or
to.
about different topics, then to ask peers to role play also.
Okay, and in this way, of course, now she will.
Now in this way,
she
she
will-
facilitates
Group work.
and pair work.
Okay.
She makes all the pupils
Involved
participate in
and
speaking.
participate. Very good.
So
Okay. Very
speaking
nice.
is a skill that is similar to driving a car, or it's similar to swimming.
Yes,
It's very
exactly.
interesting.
Yes, means something that can
interesting.
easily be
Yes.
obtained. Or
Yes,
okay,
it's interesting.
but it needs
It needs training, and
Training
the more
and
you
practicing.
train your pupils, the better they become.
in the future.
Yes.
To put some of the training.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course,
on
now
them,
for
they will
both
be
the teacher and for the learners.
I think all the language skills are
Interactive.
all the language skills need training.
Yes, everything.
Everything
but now,
needs training.
yes,
They
now
are-
we
they
are
are-
speaking about speaking itself because most of the teachers themselves
They
now
are
we
like
know
any
that
other skill in
yeah,
life.
they graduate from the university and they can't even speak.
Yeah.
Now, I know someone
don't have
from
the
the English
opportunity.
department, and someone asked him to have an interview for a job interview, and
feel
the
scared and
interviewers
afraid, oh my
asked
gosh.
him, "Do you want
Yeah,
it
I'm
Arabic
gonna
or
have-
English?" Imagine, and
Oh
he
my
said, "No,
gosh.
please, I want Arabic. I don't want to ask me in English."
So yeah.
So from when we started from the early stages and the early or at early stages, I think it will be easier for them.
Yes.
And
So,
this will
in the
enhance
future.
the self-confidence for the children.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to conclude, speaking is the process of building and sharing meaning through the use of verbal and nonverbal symbols.
Very nice.
And the most important idea in speaking is to let pupils to speak. That means never check their mistakes now and then while they are speaking. You don't
Okay.
have to check their mistakes. You have to let them to speak.
Okay, now
Fluency.
thank you, Ms.
Yes.
Nasreen. What about now? She said now it's about verbal and
Non-verbal.
Non-verbal.
I mean by verbal words, and non-verbal, I mean by the body language.
The body language.
How
Yeah.
to use the body language,
Yeah.
and this will be helpful
Yeah.
to them to create or to express themselves
Express
Yes.
themselves
in
as
words.
and as,
Yes.
and
In
a kind
words.
of communication with the
Yeah.
other world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that all of the students, all the pupils, they can just use this. They can speak.
Yeah.
They love speaking.
Yeah.
They are talkative.
Sometimes,
moment.
okay, now
But some
through
of them they are
miming,
shy,
through
yes.
gestures,
Yes.
facial expressions, different kinds, just to let's say communicate or to
To
express themselves.
Now,
Yes.
the teacher is like a stimulant. She is motivating them to speak,
Yes,
just
come
to
on,
speak.
yes,
You
Grace,
yes.
clever.
When they say
Clap your hands.
yes,
Hero, wonderful.
I do know that you can do it.
Mhm.
All these praising words will leave
will
them
push them
of
up.
a high
Yes.
spirit.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay. Yes, about the third
Yes, the
skill,
third
Miss
skill,
Arish.
exactly. The third skill is reading. It's a receptive skill.
Mhm.
Now, the most important thing to say about it is actually a silent activity.
Mhm.
It should never be a loud
Yes,
activity.
and there's
Exactly.
also many lines under these. Silent activity means no loud
Loud
Reading.
reading,
Exactly.
no reading chorally,
Yeah.
okay?
The
Or
pro-
individually, no loud reading in general.
exactly,
You know
because
what? Some of the teachers at schools, they say that how come that I cover my reading without being some of the students reading aloud? So what you can say?
there are other activities in the book where we can
Practice loud
practice
reading.
exactly
Good.
loud reading. Dialogue, for example, exactly. The
Okay.
problem
Now, when the teacher writes some questions for the students after reading silently,
Comprehension
now
questions.
yes, comprehension questions, they can read it.
Yeah. And they can
Ask two to
answer
someone to
loudly.
read the question, someone to
exactly.
answer. So they practice reading.
The problem with loud reading is that pupils read without understanding what they are reading because they're concentrating on
On just
spelling
reading.
it, yes, correctly.
That I'm reading correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some pupils are very shy, they can't read loudly, so they don't like reading.
It creates a sense of
Tension.
yeah,
Exactly.
and jealous.
Yeah. So, if we are talking about reading skill, we are going to go through 3 steps: pre reading, while reading, and post reading.
Post reading.
Now, first of all, the teacher will introduce the topic and receive
Through
some
what? Through a title,
the
through a
title,
picture,
pictures, flashcards,
brainstorming.
exactly,
Okay.
real objects from the surrounding
Mm-hmm.
environment, and will receive information from the students.
Mm-hmm.
Then the teacher
Introduce them to the topics they are
exactly,
going to read about.
exactly, and
Sometimes they don't have any hint about this, so
exactly,
they give their answers or their guesses, and then the teacher asks them to read silently and find out if they have the right answer.
exactly,
Okay.
and the teacher will write the target words from the text on the board
Mm-hmm.
to help the students understand the
Yes,
meanings.
before, of course,
Exactly.
before they start reading.
Yes, and the teacher will calm the students that there are some new words. You will understand them
Okay, from the
through the
context.
context.
Okay,
Exactly. So
or
don't worry.
you don't have to worry about them.
Exactly. You don't have to read word by word, understand each and every word.
Okay, now because the teacher has prepared her lesson,
Exactly.
her or طبعا or his lesson before entering the classroom, she knows the teacher knows the direct or the target words
Exactly.
that her students are going to need, so they don't have to
They
worry
are
about other
new to her
vocab.
or to them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Then the teacher will divide the class into groups
Mm-hmm.
and divide the text into parts. Of course, taking into
Paragraphs.
taking into consideration the length of the text.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
So
what
that is given to each of these paragraphs.
exactly?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. Now, while reading, each group will take a paragraph and will read it silently and search for an answer, which for a question that's previously written on the board by the teacher. If so, the teacher previously wrote a question for each paragraph on the board, and each group will find the answer for this required question.
Okay, now I have some point, maybe a point, sorry. Maybe our teachers at school, because now they are listening now,
Schools.
I am sure, at school.
Yeah.
And they will say, okay, what about now this group will read this paragraph, and the other one, the
Group
other
one,
paragraph, and
paragraph
so on.
one.
Okay,
Group
what
one,
about other
paragraph
paragraphs?
Exactly. Now, what happens is that, of course, before I go to post reading, while reading, we have to remember that the teacher will go around the groups to monitor them
Mhm.
and make sure, to help them actually, make sure that they're not using even their native language and
Mhm.
expressing.
And they are reading silently,
the,
not playing or maybe sleeping or maybe eating,
Exactly.
chatting.
Truly they are, yes. Yeah, just to make sure of that they
They're
are
reading.
actually,
Reading.
truly they are reading. And
They are all
reading, yes.
involved also.
Yes, and
Mhm.
offering help when necessary. Now, in post reading, now here each group will choose a representative to answer the required question. Now, while
Group
group
leader.
one, exactly,
The group leader.
while
leader
group
person.
one is answering the question, the other two groups are highlighting the answer in their textbooks so that all the class will be involved in
Engaging.
This is
exactly
the answer to my question.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
And this is the answer.
Okay.
Comprehending, yes,
Thank
the
you,
text.
Ms. Arif.
Exactly.
So by
Yes,
highlighting,
so
I
by
think,
highlighting the answers
Yeah.
and
Highlighting,
paying
exactly.
attention not only to their paragraph,
In post
because now
reading.
the teacher is giving them enough time to read the whole paragraph, I know, or the
Mhm.
whole text they have in the classroom,
And
in the book.
it won't be that long because you
Of course, yes, we
dealing
know
with
that.
the
Yes,
very
no,
young.
yes.
and time is
The
given
longest
properly.
one, the
Yeah.
longest paragraph is about, let's say,
10,
10
lines,
lines
10
only.
lines, not
Yeah.
more,
So,
not more.
okay,
It
they
won't be
have
that,
enough time to read it
long.
all.
Yeah.
But every group has to answer
But I think
different
that, Ms.
questions.
Iman, that time is, this means that not, time is not just to be given for not too
No,
long.
not to, of course,
To
of
be,
course.
yes,
Yes, we know that.
to be chosen
Timing
and
is very important. We say from the early
appropriately
beginning.
accordingly to the what they have as
Mhm.
an article or yes topic.
Okay, this is everything
Yes.
about
About
reading.
reading. Now we have
Exactly.
writing.
Mhm.
Miss
Now we have
Mason.
writing,
Yes.
the last
The last.
skill.
Skill.
Oh yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. So basically, talking about this process, now the main reason for teaching the students or pupils writing is to let them know how to convey their ideas or how to turn their thoughts hidden in their brains into words. But how can you carry that out and let them know how, okay, I have many thoughts, many ideas, but just I have to convey them and just to turn them into writing.
Yes.
At this very young learners, this as A1, I think that we do need to we have these letters. Suppose they are lower letters, or what do they need to do is we have them in their, I think that activity books or workbooks, they have
Yeah.
them like to be dotted. With the help of the teacher, firstly, how to hold the pen,
Yeah.
because or the pencil. What do they need? What do they first? They carry it in this way.
Yeah.
You are responsible as teachers, all of us. We will
For
be
A1,
engaged.
it's better
Yes.
for
Yes.
the pencil, because
This
now
is
every
I
now
have
and then
mentioned.
they erase what they write.
Yes, because
Okay.
copycatting you, always imitating you. What you are doing, they will be do the same. So when you go around them while they are joining the dotted letters, try just okay. You know how to they
To
carry
hold
it
your
like in this
pencil.
way,
Yes.
upside down. Sometimes it's he find or she the pupils
They
they
grow
find it
up
just easy just
holding it in a
yes
wrong
just
way.
to
Yeah.
Actually,
imitate and just to go from right or go into some of the arrows written to them. This is where you need to start your writing, and you go over these dots carefully with great care and try to imitate the same thing good enough. You can do it then.
Okay, I want to add something now. The teacher is a model herself now. When
Yes.
she starts writing from the left to the right, of course, now some teachers will say they don't care or they don't pay attention. No, on the opposite. She has to, he or she, of course, now she
Teachers
have
engaged
teachers in
involved
general
in
have to pay attention that they are very, very carefully watched by their young learners or
Yeah.
by their students.
Yeah.
So they have to pay attention to any movement they do inside the
And
classroom and even outside the classroom.
Yeah.
She should be an example for them, a
Yes.
good
Model.
example.
quite
For them.
imitated.
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
They believe in her. What she or he
Say-
does Exactly, she is the model
Holy.
according to the music.
Something holy, yes.
Something holy to them. You can't just let these things stuck in their brains to be vanished.
Even if
Because
their
to
mother
them,
is
she's the
a
role
teacher.
model for them.
Yes,
Because she's the role model for them.
Yes, even if their mother is a teacher. No.
No.
The teacher
Our
said
teacher
this. No,
said
mama,
that.
mom.
Yeah.
The teacher said
She's
this.
the holy
Okay,
person
this
in
is
the
Something sacred.
classroom.
forbidden,
So,
holy.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Something
imagine
sacred.
how much you should pay attention to that.
Okay.
To be careful.
What else
And
is nice?
after this is for the writing again back to I think that sometimes it's a kind of to hold their using just to care for those really you can find people who just like catching like that or just do I can do it see why just
Yeah.
hold it in this way so always try to be put these two fingers down and then to hold like that.
To use the
And
three,
just
these are three.
the tripod or the alligator mouth. This is the alligator mouth. Carry that. Oh yeah, great.
Nice.
Then they are going
You
to
are
join
going
in.
to
Nice.
Really.
Yes, I like it.
This is the tripod. The tripod. Three things are engaged in holding something. Then you go over these dots and join them together.
Okay.
And oh,
Now
you
they
have
hold
done
the
something.
pen.
Nice job. Great. And
Yeah.
he is just following this. He will just do many things again.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you said earlier, she has to create that funny atmosphere.
It's because they are so. This is
So young.
Yes.
They
Okay,
are
and
so
now
young.
they find it difficult in Arabic to write.
So how come?
So
How can
okay,
how
how
come
about
just
English?
to accept that
what
in,
about
in
English?
another
Okay.
in a second
Yes.
language?
Mhm.
Then this is a kind of copying these letters. I think that they are doing some of the
In
exercises
A1,
or
they trace letters.
they trace letters or to join dots and to
Okay.
complete a whole
Mhm.
letter. Then I think they have some of the exercises related to that when they have a picture and the picture of a car, suppose that, or a cat, not more than three letters. So you can omit one of the letters out and
Drop
say,
it out,
what's
okay,
that? He
and
says
they
that,
have to supply them
oh yeah,
missing letter.
it's supply with this. Yes, this is how this is a kind of
Okay.
exercising.
Yeah.
And then, of course, now they get to write a full sentence, and of course now simple
Eventually, in the end,
sentences.
after they have
Okay.
just to follow all these steps.
Mhm.
By tracing or joining, copying, and then to supply the missing letter, then I
Okay.
think that they can.
By grade 3, I think now they can write two sentences about themselves. Yes.
Yeah.
For example, my
And
name is so
Or
and so.
I live
whole
in
sentence.
Damascus.
I live in
Yeah.
Damascus.
Simple sentence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simple sentence.
My
According to their
father is
surrounding.
a doctor,
doctor,
and
yeah.
okay, yes.
The whole thing is around their belongings to the family, to the relatives, or I have three brothers, I
Okay.
have two sisters, my
Okay.
father is a doctor, and so on. Simple sentences or sentences they use in A2.
Okay.
Okay, so, but the
In-
teachers.
In A1. This is
who
the
have
A1.
finished yes.
Okay, about A2.
Now, when we go into A2, I
They
think that
start.
the teacher's
They
job
start
is
writing some 4 or 5 sentences,
but
also
first,
simple
teacher,
sentences, not
yes, the teacher
complicated.
should let them see some of the examples ready for them to know
Okay.
that this is the
Means
way.
a model. Okay, they
This is
have
the samples
something,
or
yes,
the
sample in
yes
front of them.
of
They write like it at the beginning. Then, of course, now this is something very important because most of our, of
different
course,
forms
yes,
of writing.
unfortunately also,
Yes.
yes, most of our teachers try to write the paragraph for
And
the
memorize
student,
it.
for the, and okay,
The student
write it on the board and the student memorize it.
Yes.
They didn't teach them anything or how to
writing,
write.
yeah.
So now a good
Unluckily,
teacher
yes.
has to help the students or the pupils how to write step by
To
step.
give them a helping hand from the very early stage. Yes, because
Okay, we start sometimes
for the I
by
think that
brainstorming to
brainstorming
get
is the
To gather
strategies,
information or
okay,
ideas
as many information as we
as I
can.
can.
Then
this is the brainstorming
okay,
for the one of the strategies. Or sometimes I
we
think
have
that they write
first
their
draft.
first draft.
Okay,
Their first draft, they would apply or just write what comes into their brain about this
Yes.
topic, and without any hesitation. Right, everything just comes into your brain, and then I
then
think they would revise that.
revise it.
To
Of course,
revi-
now to choose the best
The
to
best
be,
that
ideas.
suits
Yes, but here this is
suits their
this is not easy for them because
topic.
they should be picky enough to include ideas
With the
and
help of the
Yeah,
teacher at the beginning, of
this
course.
is what
Now,
very main
okay,
point.
yes,
of course, with the control
by
of
the time they will
the
be able
teacher
to
is
write
controlling over
the
them,
paragraph
and
by
she
themselves.
would or he would ask her this included or excluded.
Yes.
So according to the revising strategy, they will exclude or include things that are needed or not
Not needed.
Uh,
Okay,
I
related
think-
or not related.
Yes.
Then we
it comes
have
I think that the fourth strategy, according to the reading,
To the writing.
I'm sorry, because this is the last.
okay.
Eventually, I think that, or it's editing, and editing is how to
Okay.
use some of the punctuation. I think how to use
Punctuation,
the full stop when
capital
you
letter.
Question mark.
how to
Yeah.
capitalize, how to start
Okay.
your sentence, and exclamation mark if it is needed, or
Question
yes,
mark. Yeah.
Mhm.
okay, and if they have the paragraph to leave an indent, an indent.
At the
which is-
beginning
this
of
is
each paragraph.
for the first. I think that A2 are they
Only
ready
they have
for-
only one paragraph. Yes.
the one paragraph, the only paragraph that they have, but just for the first indent, it means that 4 letters are left, just a space for 4 letters to be left, then just to go, and
They
then
can also put their thumb,
Yeah.
and after
Because
And
they're
the
thumb,
some they start writing.
This is the
Okay.
point, because
Nice.
they said, should I have a ruler and just to no,
No.
you are not going to measure things,
Yeah.
but just
Okay.
a kind of
Yes, and the
indent.
last step.
And the last
next
step is
one.
just the final draft that
Mhm.
this should be ready to be yes, to be given to the teacher.
Hand it to the teacher.
And-
Yeah.
Yes, this is how they convey their ideas, and to be turned from their thoughts in their brains and to be given into a kind of writing.
Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome, and I think that everybody
Okay.
should pay attention
Yes,
to that
I want
because
just to add something before you finish, Ms. Mason.
about
Okay.
writing.
About writing.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
ready.
Okay. Now I want just to give now general, let's say, pieces of advice to our teachers. Yes. Now, something very important: fuel the courage your students have. Means you have to push them forwards, not frustrate them and
Positively.
put them down.
Positively, yes.
Positively. Okay, this is something. Another thing, keep lessons concrete by engaging their senses. Okay, sensory. Then create hearing stations for students' explanation. Okay, prioritize listening and speaking.
Yeah.
This is something very important.
Yeah.
Okay. In general, yes, I hope that we cover everything. Of course, now,
Yes, I need to add to
yes, we need to finish up. Or so
just a kind of for the teachers to keep an eye on those very young learners or young learners, because this is early start, grow smart. It is said that early start, yes,
Yes.
grow smart. It means that when you
Start.
carry on this process successfully
from
with
the early
those,
stages.
yes, with those small plants, you can get the benefit. And when they are, according to the writing, when they
Okay.
are in the baccalaureate, they are not going to memorize all of these heavy
Paragraphs.
topics for them.
And
The
they
first-
won't feel
the first-
afraid of English.
You know what, Miss Daniel? The first day when you enter them in the class for those baccalaureate, what do they say? How many topics do we have for the exam? As
To memorize.
it is a burden on their shoulders.
Okay.
So why carry this from
If the teacher
very
from the early beginning
Yes.
teaches them how to write it, so they will find it easy.
Because
Any topic in the world.
the earlier is the better. When you
Yeah.
go earlier is the
Earlier
better.
the
Okay.
better, and it's the
So in the end, I
know how
want
to-
to thank you for watching.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Thank you for
I
your
want to
email.
thank you, my guests,
Thank
for
you.
being here and joining us in this session, and you hopefully get the benefit from this session. Thank you for watching.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Brian. Thank
Thanks
you.
for your
Goodbye.
offer.